everyone, John from Seattle Coffee Gear. I'm here today doing a crew comparison of the Victoria Arduino E1 Prima and the Marzocco Linea Mini. This is going to be an interesting video. I know people have been comparing these in our chats, in our emails, in forums and such. So we're excited to see these side to side, head to head, side by side, and head to head. There we go. And just talk about them a little bit and give you our feedback on them. So make sure to check out the crew review of both of these machines. Those will be linked below if you want to see more info. We're just going to be comparing these two and giving our thoughts. So we're not going too in depth on either of them. Both of these machines have apps, and we do a pretty deep dive on both of the apps for each of these machines. So make sure to check that out in the respective crew reviews for each. So let's get started. I'll move out of the way here so I can talk about these a little bit easier. Both of these are single group high-end home or like small commercial units. So they're very similar. Both of these have very effective ways for regulating brew temperature. The Linea Mini is a dual boiler, and then the Prima uses the T3 technology from some Simonelli's and Arduino's other machines. So both are very good at regulating brew temp. I'm actually going to do a side-by-side taste test and give you my impressions on each with the same dose and grind and all of that. So I'm excited to do that head to head. And then we'll also froth some milk on each. This does have the auto steam wand, so I am just going to use it manually. I won't use the air injection system as well, just so it's a fair comparison to the Linea Mini with its traditional steam wand. But let's jump in and talk about it. The Linea Mini has been on the market for a while, whereas this is a newcomer to the market. So right off the bat, if you want something that has a little bit more history, a little bit more track record, that's a good machine for you possibly. The systems in this, like the T3 system and their temperature management system, has been proven. I know a lot of really high volume cafes use the Black Eagle machine, and it's the same setup inside this. So if you're worried about this not keeping up or not lasting, it's been stress tested just crazy amounts, and same for the system on the Linea Mini. So you're getting a machine that's going to last you a really long time on both of these. The upside of the Prima is that it does have some volumetric programming right on the face, whereas the Mini just has the brew paddle here. The Mini is definitely more of an old school look and feel machine. Some people like that, some don't, but I just mentioned it there. The Linea Mini's temperature control is on the side with the little wheel here. We talk about that more in depth in the video. And then you have the standard steam wands that have been around forever with a little bit of play in them, of course. The Prima instead has the steam by wire setup. So you just click and it turns on, click and it turns off. And then you have a second setting down below. It's not like Marzocco is against this sort of setup because they use that setup on their Strata machine, which we did a video on, so you can always search for that. And then hot water on this is a step up because it has two settings. So you get one and then you get another. So you have two different temperatures and then you also have two different lengths, whereas the hot water on the Linea Mini is just the standard like boiler temperature water. So boiling as soon as you use it, whereas this you can temp it down because it does have a mix valve inside to adjust the temperature of the water. Both of these do have apps, so you can get in and do a lot of the programming in the apps. The Linea Mini does have a leg up because you can do a schedule throughout the week for your on and off time. So it comes on in the morning, you don't have to use a smart plug. The Prima does not have the ability to use a calendar to have it turn on at specific times during the day. So that might be something that they add on later. I mean, they do have an app for it, so I'm sure that they could add that on. Both of these are 110 machines. Both can be run on the reservoir or a plumbed in water supply. Marzocco does have more specific water requirements than Arduino does. They both come with test kits. La Marzocco has a very good test kit that gives you a bunch of different parameters, and they have a calculator on their website that you can use. Simonelli is a little bit less specific. They just have a measure of the hardness, and you do get a hardness test strip in their accessories kit. So both are very intentional about taking care of you. And I think that's good, especially when you're spending this much money on a machine. You want it to last a long time, and water is a big component to how long these machines last. So test your water, make sure you're using the right water. If you're in an area with bad water, it might just make sense to use bottled water. You can plumb both of these machines in, but if you have bad water, filtering that and treating it properly to not harm the machines can cost upwards of several $1,000s depending on the system you go with. So test your water and make an educated decision about that. The reservoir on the Linea Mini is a little bit larger than the one on the Simonelli, or the Arduino, sorry. This one is a top-loading one. So it's about, I believe it's just under 2 liters. Both do have the water sensor. Pop that back in. I do like this little flap here that covers it up. The La Marzocco one is in here behind the drip tray, so you can pull it out. This one is over 2 liters, so it is a little bit larger. And the drip tray on the Mini is quite a bit larger. Pull both of these off. And if you're a home consumer who doesn't have the ability to run these to a drain, this is something to consider. This one is pretty massive and deep, whereas this is pretty shallow. It was, at least from what I would think, they're definitely thinking a lot of people are gonna make this kind of the statement piece in their home and connect it to water, drain, all of that, and really have it be a stand in place sort of machine. Put this back together. The drip tray design on both works really well. Not too finicky, which is nice if you're spending this much money on a machine. Move that back into place, that back into place. So that covers a lot of the functionality and day-to-day stuff you're going to be using on both of these machines. Both have solid warranties. The Arduino, they offer a warranty plan with their machines, which we include at no cost, and that gives you 2 years of parts warranty and 1 year of labor warranty. You do have to take it to a service provider of theirs, but they have a very wide network of service providers, so good warranty coverage there. The Linea Mini is a 2-year warranty through La Marzocco Home. Automatically included on that, and yeah, usually you would need to ship it. You might be able to take it somewhere for service, but both of these machines are very not simple to work on, but they are kind of in the same vein of a commercial machine. So if you do need service 5 years down the road, a technician who works for coffee shops or does maintenance for coffee shops is going to be able to work on both of these machines for you. So your long-term usability and repairability is going to be really good on both of these machines, which is definitely something you want at a machine at this price point. Let's do a drink comparison on the two. We'll do kind of a 1-in-1 with an espresso and then a little cappuccino on the side. And we're going to be using the Velton's Bonsai Blend on the Atom Specialty 75 grinder from Eureka. About 20 grams in and then about 45 grams out in a mid to high 20-second range. So I'll go ahead and prep both of these just to make sure it's fair. I'm going to purge a little bit of coffee here. So we're using fresh grounds for each. Tear out. I'm a little heavy there. Perfect, 20 grams. Tamp that in a second. You can fit triple baskets in both of these spouted portafilters, which is a nice touch. And these portafilters are within 4 grams of each other. That's funny. Normally the La Marzocco portafilters are a little bit heavier because they have the piece of little chin on the front there. Okay, 20 grams even on both. Give you a look here. I just love the grind quality and clumpy, clump-free grind of the 75 millimeter burrs and the Eurekas. You'll notice the Simonelli Arduino portafilter ears are kind of off to the side, whereas the La Marzocco ones are directly side by side. So we get asked sometimes if you can kind of cross-use these on different machines, but always make sure to check. All right, test. We're good. Check my tamp. And it looks like I'm pretty solid on both. Not too mad about that. So got that set up. I'm going to get some cups tared out here. All the scales. I need to switch these around. There we go. I'm using the classic Akaya Pearl with this because it has a timer built in. The La Marzocco does not, so I have the Pearl S to use with it. You can use the Pearl and Pearl S for brewing espresso. Most of the time, just make sure your cups fit okay. So I might have to do some finagling here, but be careful not to get them wet. If you do, it can hurt the scale. So just be careful, but let's get this loaded up. Get this up here. Like I was saying, I might have to do some finagling. Yeah, I'm gonna have to split it between the two cups on that one. That's okay. Let's see what I can do here. More cup clearance on this machine. I don't know if that's a pro or a con, but I'm gonna run both of these in manual mode. Start that timer. So this dropped first, so I think we have some slower infusion on this machine. But we'll see if this one catches up. I'm getting close to the spouts on that machine, I know. Not too worried. So 26 and about 26 because I started it late, and then 48 grams just about on both. Split these off here. Check that. Yeah, 48.8, 48.7. I'm proud of myself. I tear that out and try and get 24 grams, 22, 25. Cool. Call that good. Actually, I'm just going to make a mess. Nobody tell Gail. So I want to make sure I have like even flavors in both of these. We'll call that good. Okay, so then I'm going to grab some milk pitchers and froth milk on both of these and then make some drinks. All right, I'll start with the Simonelli or the Arduino first. See what I can do here. Good. Purge. Got that. Jump over here. All right, we'll do the Simonelli first here. My old espresso. Little stack action. Oop. And I definitely have a little bit more milk in this pitcher. I'm gonna pour some off. All right, compare those side by side. So the steam quality on both is great. I've gotten great latte art out of both of these machines. As I'm talking, I'm gonna go ahead and try the espresso from each. It's been sitting for a little bit, but that's okay. That's really good, nice and chocolatey. Smooth and sweet. Let's try the Linea. Yeah, just as expected. If I had been served either of those in a coffee shop, I would have been super happy. So if you can make that at home, yeah, you don't even need to go to the coffee shop anymore unless you want to support your local barista, which you should. But both of these machines made really good coffee. The frothing on both is equally good. So if you're trying to improve your latte art, you can definitely do that with both of these machines. Let me taste this. Tastes great. Yeah, coffee's good all around. Can't really go wrong with either of these machines. I wouldn't say one was a clear winner over the other. The brew times were almost identical, even though this one dropped a little bit longer, or took a little bit longer to drop. I don't know exactly what's causing that, but they do have their soft infusion system, as they call it, on this machine, so it just takes a little bit longer to pressurize. But really, you can't go wrong with either of these machines. They're both solid. I think aesthetically, they both look really good, but it just depends on what your personal style is. So now you have another option that's in a similar price range to the Linea Mini. Both have good programming, but they're just for people who like different styles of brewing. This one has more automation to it, whereas the Linea Mini has less automation, but you still have some of the programming through the app. I'm really excited to see how these kind of play out against each other and which one people decide as they're looking for their ultimate dream home espresso machine that's gonna last them forever. Both of these come with that mindset. Check out the links to the crew reviews for each. Check out the page links for our website as well. Leave a comment if you have questions. Don't tell Gail about the mess I made. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more content like this. Like our video, it helps us. Thank you so much again, and have a great rest of your day.